being joined in the studio by Honorable Jungudo Haruna Mohammed, spokesperson for the PDP. Well, as they say, pro-Wike PDP. That's what some people say in the social space. But in our newsroom, we also have a member of the PDP, Mazi Nnamdi Dickson-Iroegbu, a PDP chieftain. Thank you for joining us, Mazi.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good evening.
I'm sure you can hear me. So let me start with you. This situation is a clear situation of two brothers in a house fighting themselves, seeking to lead the family, but now instead of leading the family, they are fighting themselves. What will happen? Can they ever get that leadership in this kind of situation?
Thank you very much. If you say two brothers, yeah, you may not be completely wrong, but this situation as we're faced with the PDP is that the group that you, in your intro, introduced as the leadership of the party, these are people who were expelled from the party. Okay, so it's just that somehow the illegalities that surrounds our system allows this crop of people to still continue with the impersonation and all of that. That is the height of rascality, if you ask me. But the PDP, of course, you know, the judgment that came from Ibadan, we went to court, the party went to court to say there's a new leadership now, so that the court should compel INEC, right, to recognize this leadership. Well, the court has, opted not to do that, and that has been appealed. And of course, also a stay of execution also activated, So introducing these people.
If I may come in, if I may come in here, we're a law-abiding organization. I mean, if the court says something, until there's a counter judgment, we will have to follow what the court says before we are accused of contempt of court.
No. You see, let's get it right. You can't place something on nothing. This crop of so-called caretaker, they don't exist. Not by the books here. This is the constitution of the PDP.
But if you want to go by that, sorry, again for interrupting. If you want to go by that, there was a court. There were at least two court judgments that asked the PDP to hold on with that convention that expelled these members, as you said, and produce a new leadership.
No,
weren't there two court judgments to that effect? The
apex court in the land has already ruled that leadership of political parties is not justiciable. It's an internal issue of the party.
Okay.
So if a group now went to violate that very ruling or judgment from the Supreme Court, you expect us to take it and run with it, especially a group of people who have said that they are going to distract this party, hold the party down from possibly presenting a candidate in 2027. We couldn't sit back and watch them, derail the party. And the convention held according to the books, according to the constitution of the People's Democratic Party, at the 101 neck of PDP. That convention date was announced. INEC was present. Everything about communicating to INEC concerning the convention was well done within the 21 days. INEC may have chosen not to attend. According to the Electoral Act, it's not compulsory. However, what is important is that the judgment from Ibadan has been appealed and the stay of execution also activated. So this group that are doing this, they are already, even the media is aware of their position. We are very much aware of the position of the leader of the group, Nyesom Wike, who says that he's going to support the current administration to continue in 2027. We don't have a challenge with that. But we as a political party, we're saying that the party will present an alternative to what we are having. And that is what they are doing everything possible to scuttle. So giving them these accolades or recognitions, as far as I'm concerned, it's just a matter of time. They would definitely take their position as according to law. Because this illegality cannot stand. They cannot.
Okay, Mazi Nnamdi, we will take a moment, we'll take a quick break. When we'll come back, we'll get you to weigh in on this. Audience, please do stay with us. Welcome back. I still have the two PDP chieftains here. One is the spokesperson for forgive me, what Nigerians know as the pro-Wike faction of the PDP, Honorable Jungudo Haruna Mohammed, and the other is a chieftain of the PDP, Mazi Nnamdi Dickson-Iroegbu. Before we went on that break, Mazi Nnamdi Dickson-Iroegbu had said some things about what needed to be done, and that they went in line with the law and the party's constitution, standing on the grounds that the Supreme Court had given a ruling that leadership or convention is an internal party matter. But let's bring in Honorable Mohammed here. Honorable Mohammed, you've heard Mazi Dickson-Iroegbu.
Yes.
And what do you say? Because if we're going by that, he's saying that INEC was, the whole matter started from that convention. And he's saying that that convention has expelled these people who are claiming to be the leadership of the party. And going by the constitution here, by the Electoral Act, it says INEC needs to be informed 21 days. And he's claiming that INEC was informed. Then he says here, INEC acts as a regulatory observer rather than a participant. Under Section 85 of the Electoral Act, parties must give INEC notice, 21-day notice. INEC is empowered to verify that primaries and conventions comply with the law. INEC cannot dictate leadership or interfere, but they can refuse to recognize actions taken in violation of the Constitution of the Electoral Act. And from what he says, they went by the Electoral Act. They notified INEC. In summary, INEC does not need to directly run the convention, but it is legally mandated to be notified and typically sends officials to monitor compliance. So INEC could decide, if we want to go by that word, typically, INEC could decide not to send monitors.
Yes.
But they must be notified.
I have listened to him and I have listened to you as well. I saw him holding the PDP constitution. Unfortunately, at times, if not all the times, supporters of the Kabiru Tanimu group usually read the law upside down. He said they complied with the constitution of the party. That same constitution of the party gave the right to every member of the party to vote and be voted for. Alhaji Sule Lamido went to contest. He was denied the opportunity to contest that election. And he took that matter to the court.
But it was alleged that he didn't come in time.
Wait, the issue, it is an electoral requirement that you publish timetable as regards any democratic process that you intend to do. In the court, they were asked, where is your publication that you intend to sell forms beginning from so-so-so date and close it so-so-so date? Where is the publication where any interested member of the party will go and make payment, the bank and the amount? I can tell you, in the court, they could not produce any credible evidence to substantiate the claim that they had published all these things. And the court said, no, without this publication, you cannot say Alhaji Sule Lamido was aware of the date for the commencement and the date for the closing. So that aside, the court, the issue of Alhaji Sule Lamido, you cannot regard issue of fundamental human rights of a party member as an internal affair of the party. This is one aspect of the case. The other aspect of the case was not also the question of leadership. The case taken to court by Austin and two others was not a leadership question. We need to get this very clear. It wasn't a leadership question. They should go. I keep on saying they have never read that judgment.
But what was the case?
The case was strictly asking the court to mandate INEC not to accept anything from that planned convention until certain conditions are met. And part of those conditions includes the mandatory 21 days notice as provided by the Electoral Act. And I can tell you that when they speak, they don't read the affidavits, they don't read the originating summons and counter affidavits. INEC, in their own reply, admitted that they were not in receipt of a valid 21 days notice. And there is nothing Kabiru Tanimu and co could do. They were in the court. If they said they did all these things in compliance with the court, were they not represented in the court? Did they not place all these material facts before the judge? So the issues that we went to court was never a question of who was the leader of PDP, who was the secretary and what.
Okay,
it was an issue between aggrieved members of the party who felt that certain regulatory requirements were not complied with, particularly those that pertains to INEC. And therefore, they now sought the indulgence of the court.
I understand that we don't have to. Both of you have spoken right now. So in 30 seconds, what is the way forward to sort out this family? It's a family matter. It's a family affair, right? Both of you at least agree that you are bearing the same name, PDP. So what is the way forward for this family? Let me start with you.
Well, the court have decided and resolved the matter. I don't know why they are so obsessed with everything Ibadan. Failed convention, Ibadan. Failed state high court judgment, Ibadan. Failed federal high court judgment, Ibadan. And today, they open one building they called PDP Secretariat. At the end of the day, write it and pin it. That secretariat they call PDP will turn and become a factory for shoemakers, and the other part of the building will become the office for the Union of Road Transport Workers.
Sound like a solution.
Everything in Ibadan will fall like part of cards.
Mazi Dickson-Iroegbu, please. What's the way forward for the party in 30 seconds, please?
The way forward is that the party is not going to be distracted. The leadership of the party is clear. KT Turaki is the national chairman of the People's Democratic Party. And all cases in court is being followed. Of course, that will be exhausted. Then those who have been expelled from the party remain expelled. And they can continue deceiving themselves and all of that. But the times will be very clear in the near future who the true leaders of the party, is. And then the PDP will get back on track and then present the right alternative to the ruins that we're facing today, which this crop of people that are claiming to be members of the party are upholding. They are supporting these ills in our country. Because you can't say you're a member of the People's Democratic Party and you're supporting the APC, even publicly. Come on. Well, this is not a banana republic. Nigeria is not a jungle. People should respect that there are rules that applies to these things that we are doing. Please, by everything possible, PDP will survive this crisis.
I would personally, and I'll talk to the producer, I want to beg the two of you to please give us another opportunity to have you come in, because we need to exhaust this matter of how to sort out this family. Because the electorate is wondering, where do we go from here? I know an old woman who has been asking, where is this PDP that we have known for a long time? Please. Thank you so much. We had Honorable Jungudo Haruna Mohammed, PDP spokesperson, and in the newsroom we had Mazi Nnamdi Dickson-Iroegbu, also a PDP member. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming in this evening.